Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Sylvia Memoir, and I'm Sylvia, your tarot host and host also for the channel. If you are new, thank you so much for visiting, and if you are returning, thank you so much for supporting. And this is not a video that we're gonna do about tarot or divination, but it's actually one of my memoir, one of my stories of my experiences that have brought me into believing in the occult and change in my spirituality. So today I want to talk about a particular episode where I was at work and I had a special or spiritual encounter, with a colleague, and where I felt like there was a divine intervention. But before I tell you the details of this story, I want to speak a little bit more about how did I come into my spirituality. So the majority of people, they come to this point of called spiritual awakening. Most of us will have encountered seeing 1111 a lot, which is a very spiritual and angelic number that usually appear when you're actually going through a spiritual awakening. And basically it is a transformation. It is the point where you change as a person and you embrace spirituality. And for me that happened fully in 2020, at the beginning, January of 2020. And prior to that I was actually dismissing spirituality. I didn't believe in religion, and I still do. And I was considering, especially in my early 20s, I was considering myself an atheist. But then over the years, I landed to this point and I started to embrace and I understand that religion has nothing to do with your spirituality and your beliefs, and that has obviously brought me to a complete transformation. It changed me as a person. It changed also how I interact with the people that allow access in my life, and how I want to live my life. And I make quite big changes, also related to this transformation. So let's go to the story. So this happened just before the pandemic. It was January 2020, and I just couple of months before I culminated with my spiritual enlightenment when I decided finally to embrace my experiences. I felt very spiritual, and I learned the tarot, and I was embracing and interested in to understand a bit more on the occult. Of course I was doing that before as well, but this time I was more engaged. It was a different set of mindset basically. So it's January, and I was still working for a major airline as a cabin crew, and I was at work and I was waiting for report for a flight. And so I was waiting just before in an area that we usually wait, waiting for our flight, for the gate to be announced so we can go for our flight. And I was chatting away with another cabin crew, a colleague that I flew and I knew for many years. And we were talking. He was basically showing me picture of some renovation that he done in the house, and he was showing me what he did, the picture, the furniture. We were talking about colors, and so we were very engaging in this kind of conversation. And then it happens, I suddenly felt like there was some sort of divine intervention that happened. So as we were talking and engaged, and he was showing me picture, we're talking about colors and the furniture, and how he made the new living room. And as he was into decorating, he suddenly changed subject. He looked at me and he said there was a big clock next to us. And then he said to me, Sylvia, look at the clock, there is 11:11. You need to pay attention to this number, is very important. Are you paying attention? Look, it's 1111. This is very important. And then as he came out with this, which made me really confused and like, what's happening? He carry on and carry on talking about the living room and the decoration and so on. So obviously I was shocked, because not only this person and we have never spoke about religion or spirituality or anything like that, and I don't think this person was actually interested in this type of topic. But I can really tell you that that felt like a confirmation for me. I almost felt like it was a divine intervention that has used him to basically bring this message for me. It was like saying, we know you have started your spiritual awakening. We know that you've been seeing this number, you've been having certain dreams, and all this sign, and we just want to give you a confirmation. Yes, we know you are ready. We know you have changed, and you are embracing your spirituality, and that is your sign as well. So for me, this was obviously left me, as I said, really shocked, because it really felt like out of place, like he almost felt like he wasn't himself, and he was switching from literally talking about the decoration of the living room to look at number 1111 on the clock, and then back to the conversation as in that brief moment it was somebody else talking to me. This is exactly how it felt. And so for me this was very spooky, I have to say, but at the same time it gave me like a confirmation that when we finally embrace it and we ask for sign, and we go through our spiritual journey, you will see more of these things happening. You might see numbers, repeated numbers. You might see if it's your spirit guides and angel, you might see feathers in places that it shouldn't be all of the sudden. You might see certain symbolic dreams. I usually have very vivid dreams. I dream every night, and usually my dreams are very symbolic, very different, and and I always bring messages for me. And so things like that, this type of signs, or maybe when I'm doing the tarot I will receive a certain message that really makes sense or is warning me about something, and it always ring true. So yeah, sometimes these signs they can be also a little bit spooky, but they do happen, and these your spirit guides, your angels, they want to basically let you know that yeah, we want to send you sign. We want you to know that you're ready, that we are listening to you. So this was the story. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know if you have seen 1111, if you have a particular story regarding your spiritual journey that you want to share with me, I would be very happy to know. And so if you not subscribe, remember you can subscribe. The channel is free, it's free content, and it just will help me for people to find the channel and support it basically. So thank you so much if you consider doing that, and if not, thank you so much for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you soon on my channel. Bye bye.